Christ, that's a beast!
This is what Maynard was building. Not just an armada, this floating damn fortress!
How the hell did he hide something that big?
The bastard's been ahead of us the whole time!
Toast the gallants and royals! Fire!
Target the line! We're hit below the waterline!
Brace yourselves! Fire!
That armor's too strong!
Faster now! Calm her down!
Target the barrels! That armor's too strong! That armor's too strong!
Shorten sail! Get off the...
That armor's too strong!
Also, he takes Hopkins reluctant to help him as he's busy trying to write a vampire romance catered towards teenagers. But when the gang offer to help write the story, he agrees to translate the books. The gang runs to the mystery machine in the top half, unlock the books, and bring them back to Katie. As they're about to reach the mystery machine, the van suddenly explodes in front of them. The gang is shocked but afraid to process what's going on, as a figure dressed in leather with a robotic mask appears from the explosion. The figure, even to a woman, introduces herself as the obliteratrix and says that she only has one purpose, to destroy Mystery Incorporated.
Christ, that's a beast!
This is what Maynard was building.
Professor Perkins, who is Elsie and has been spying on the teenagers, watches the obliteratrix on a TV monitor and wonders if he should help the teenagers fight the obliteratrix. The gang finds that entire library and mourns the loss of their van. They also realize the van exploded alongside the trunk that was inside the mystery machine. The trunk that contained all the documents they needed to help solve the mystery, and without it, they have to stop.
It's an armada, this floating damn fortress!
How the hell did he hide something that big?
The bastard's been ahead of us the whole time! Set her back! Our guns have almost no effect!
It's not bloody armor! We can't breach it!
Target the mines! They'll hit below the waterline!
There's no use trying to get past that armor!
Feel that! Ease up!
Who's going to wear the gauge, sir?
Speed, lad! Ease her off!
But they find another rocket identical to the one that they found in the cave.
Give everything she's got! Calm her down! Faster now! Ease her off! Target the barrels!
After all the pains we've been finding those things, you let them be taken.
I know, Anne. We'll get them. And we'll get Maynard as well as his goal.
If I wasn't in the middle of a fight with this monster, I'd start one up with you. What would Punch say?
Calm her down!
Speed ahead! That armor's too strong!
Ease up! Faster now! Set her back! Fast as you can.
That armor's too strong!
Give everything she's got. Calm her down.
Clear the farming!
Fire! Tops! Gallants! Royals! Fire! Fire!
Faster now. Set her back.
That armor's too strong!
Fast as you can.
Target the barrel!
Separated and taken to the spending campus and to the farm in Mexico every year. Scooby and Shaggy are the first to arrive there. Once they are home, they are immediately sent to the where the and Scottish farm second with a military
Christ, that's a beast!
This is what Maynard was building. Not just an armada, this floating damn fortress.
How the hell did he hide something that big?
The bastard's been ahead of us the whole time. Our guns have almost no effect.
He's talking about the armor! We can't reach it!
Target the mines. They'll hit below the waterline.
There's no use trying to get past that armor! You're running away, ship!
But the teenager are afraid of her. Hercules steps forward and rocks, ready to take them to his finger. But the creep appears behind him and calls him. The creature focus upon him is holding the piece and so is he. Still
Christ, that's a beast!
This is what Maynard was building. Not just an armada, this floating damn fortress.
How the hell did he hide something that big?
The bastard's been ahead of us the whole time.
All sail! All sail!
Blue, stay tight!
Trim the yards off the wind!
Reef the main! Clear off, Gallants!
Fire! Fire! Crowd it all on!
Our guns have almost no effect.
It's talking about the armor! We can't reach it!
Target the mines. Hit below the waterline. Set her back.
Blood of the goose! Fire!
Ease her off!
Fire!
Give everything she's got!
There's no use trying to get past
Fasten yourself!
Douse the royals and talk!
Brace yourself!
Fill the sails, Jack! Carpenter will need time to set that right up!
Faster now! Calm her down!
Fire! Fire!
Target the barrel!
That armor's too strong!
Give everything!
Brace! Fire! 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 Fire!
Fast as you dare!
Ease off the wind!
Foremast! Gallants in!
Douse the royals and talk! Fire! Fire!
Give everything!
Target the barrels! That armor's too strong!
Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, without a doubt one of the best adaptations of this franchise. Its catalog of characters, humor, and plot are all fascinating, but the best aspect of the show and what makes it stand out is the curse. The curse of Crystal Cove is a mysterious aspect of the show that looms over the characters. The gradual reveal of the curse and the monstrous creature that surrounds it provides for intriguing entertainment. In previous episodes, I discussed the curse and the timeline of the treasure, and in this video, I will conclude that timeline. I'll be explaining the final confrontation with the entity. The two begins with a summary of the previous season, in which Roger is revealed to be the Keep of Crystal Cove, and the reason that the original Mystery Incorporated vanished always visit him. Fred discovers that he is the son of Brad and Judy Reed, so he leaves Crystal Cove and sets out to find them, causing the gang to split up. Most of them are unhappy with Ron after not telling the group about Angel earlier. While Professor Cove faces two pieces of the time spin fierce, we then consequently that Crystal Cove left behind and Brad David Town is harassing the residents. This town is not only reaching the career town, but kidnapping its residents. In addition to the town, Crystal Cove has a new mayor. Mayor Nettles, a middle-aged redheaded who was far more capable than Fred Jones Sr. ever was. Mayor Nettles is concerned about the town's ongoing antics, as well as the state of the town and her inability to resolve the matter. Fortunately, a solution is provided when she is approached by a mysterious individual who informs her that if she wants to get rid of the town, she must find the members of Mystery Incorporated and bring them back together. The stranger hands her a file containing Daphne, Shaggy, Scooby, and Fred's whereabouts. Mayor Nettles makes it her mission to reunite the team. She locates Scooby on the farm and removes Shaggy from the military school he was enrolled in. She also finds Fred, who has become a hoarder and now searching for his parents. Mayor Nettles brings all the members of Mystery Incorporated to Crystal Cove, excluding the girls who have left the town. The gang reunites after being brought back together by Mayor Nettles, and the mysterious individual who gave her the tip turns out to be Velma. However, not all members of the old gang return. Daphne refuses to join, having been enough of solving mysteries, in favor of spending time with her new boyfriend. Now that the gang got back together partially, they regroup inside the mystery machine and discuss what they've missed while on the way. The boys question Velma regarding the location of Mr. E, Professor Crabtree, and Angel Dynamite. Velma admits that she hasn't heard anything from either of them since Mary Jones was arrested, except for one occasion when Angel did try to visit her, but Velma turned her away. Scooby then informs the gang the last time they saw characters with the night the thief was discovered, and that now the parrot has two pieces of the disc and is looking for the other four. When the gang learns of this, they vow to prevent characters from locating the remaining pieces, but first they must hunt the crown. Mystery Inc. is forced to investigate the crown mystery with Daphne, which proves to be catastrophic because they are unable to stop it from the crown. The crown states that for the first time, Mystery Incorporated was unable to solve the mystery. Episode 2 of Night of the Nightmare, which begins in Russia with two spies in highly mechanized stealth suits breaking into the museum. As the spies enter the premises, they are revealed to be Hot Dog One and Bomb. The two begin their search for a specific display. Father Rabbit's exhibit that makes something very fire. They locate the exhibit at the center of the museum and are ready to approach it with slow and make footsteps until it can go into the distance. A guy enters the room and the two doors stop. The guy follows their
Refit all tops!
Fast as you dare!
The employer turns out to be Mr. E, who decides to buy a group to get the stealing it and killing it. The dogs are told to leave and time to kill the bird, but as they go, the other rabbits begin to come through.
Calm her down! Speed, lad! Set her back! Give everything!
The curtain immediately stops and looks for those disappearance of Bobby Rabbit's house. Velma and Hot Water use this newspaper as a cover up to continue to Mr. E. The two girls separate from the group and see the first gentleman. He warns them not to be shot, which they assume they won't. The girls are oblivious to the fact that Scooby has been following them and has led the entire group. Without the group, Velma and Hot Water locate Bobby Rabbit's house. When they get inside, they discover the third piece of the translated disc, which is what Mr. E has been looking for the entire time. The girls want to tell Mr. E over the phone. Scooby throws down and stop the call from their habit. The boys explain that Scooby had already informed them of the phone call, but they immediately question wrong. Also, Kitty admits that he and Hot Water secretly...
So I called the police. They told me nobody was available. So I hung up the phone. I called back a minute later. I said, don't worry about it. I shot him. Minutes later, police cars, helicopters surrounded my house. So the police comes up to me and says, I thought you shot them. So I say, I thought nobody was available.
When Papa Water gets to the he discovers Mr. E hiding in the shadows waiting for him. He tells Papa Water that Velma can no longer be trusted, claiming that she is more devoted to Mystery Inc. than finding the pictures. Papa Water begs Mr. E to be involved in the crime, but he warns him not to get the personal feelings involved and to focus on finding the pieces. Episode 3 of the Night of Time Part 2, Tools of Doom, usually returns to the Crybaby Town after Mystery Incorporated failed to get rid of him in Episode 1. The class is finished to recover from the town and kidnap new people. This episode also sees the return of Angel Dynamite, who now goes as Cassidy Williams, having embraced her true identity. Cassidy is getting a haircut, who's approached by Mr. E, who informs her that Fred's plans to return to him after all these years. This surprises Cassidy and causes her to become suspicious. Mr. E replies that due to their death and imprisonment, the group of Christopher is no longer being an issue, that Fred's parents can return safely. But Cassidy isn't convinced by the idea. Mr. E suggests that if she is loyal, perhaps it is time for her to get close to the teenagers and inspire her. Cassidy refuses as she still feels guilty for lying to him. Mistakes that the teenagers of these kids will remind her of herself and her friends when they were younger. But Mr. E stresses that it is very important that she gets close to the kids for the sake of not only finding the pieces, but for the sake of all those who reside in Crystal Cove. Once again, a leading to a great doctor that surrounds the town and the treasure. We come back to the mystery. Every evening as we Daphne finally return to the team after 3 episodes. Daphne is welcomed back in open arms. Unfortunately, the returned man of Papa is no
Thirsty. I'll eat the small waters. Need a bigger water. Although I do love something with a little bit of flavor after I just ate my lunch. Ah, how about Miss Sunkist?
history of the team since Daphne's return. At the end of the episode, the gang goes to Fred's house and their his name is Michael Bacon. When they enter the house, they know that it's spotless, as if it's been cleaned by someone. This is strange, since Fred has been living alone since Mary Jane was in prison. Suddenly, two middle-aged adults step from the shadows, a blonde woman and a man with gray hair who seem to be a couple. They introduce themselves as Brad Charles and Judy Reeves, Fred's biological parents.
Ain't no fucking way. Wait, no wait.
In episode 5, the Hoedown of Hell, the traveling shows that the traveling cabinet of curiosity makes a stop in Crystal Cove to showcase its weird and wacky supernatural items. Lee Shepard, the owner of the apartment, spoke with to examine this kind of exhibit. However, as the time closer, one of his attractions comes alive in a challenging. The episode then shifts to Fred and Tony, his parents and his friends. Fred's parents explained that because of the grief, they were unable to ever visit him, but now that the kid is gone, they can live his life again. And with him, they can bought a dog called Nova, who Scooby takes a liking to. Fred is barely able to process his emotions, so he decides to concentrate on solving the Hoedown mystery instead. Fred's parents offer their assistance because they have experience with traps, and like Fred, enjoys everything to do with complex attractions. But Fred insists that he doesn't need their help. Mr. and Joe choose to look into the Hoedown at the scene of the crime. The gang pays a visit to the owner of the traveling cabinet of curiosity and look through his exhibits. They uncover a locked chest while looking at various items. When they ask him what's in the chest, he becomes very defensive and says it's something incredibly valuable, so priceless that he only opens the box once a year. Nearing the end of the episode, the Hoedown is revealed to be two people, a chief sommelier and one of Dean Shepard's employees. It is also revealed that the chest Judy's garden held an aged cheese roll. However, what was inside the cheese was far more valuable than the cheese itself. The fourth piece of the canister is hidden inside the aged roll of cheese. The gang is baffled as to how the piece managed to get there, but they are grateful to have found it because it brings them one step closer to stopping Heracles. Elsewhere, unbeknownst to the teenagers, the old history of Porphyria will be in the woods, having been summoned by Heracles who informs them that the new mystery incorporated will be the third and fourth piece of the gift. He proposes that they two must once more in order to find the treasure. Episode 6, The Art of Darkness, continues after Heracles' composition in episode 5. A day after meeting in the woods, Cassidy pays a visit to Fred's parents, telling them to forget about the treasure and to focus solely on their son. Brad and Judy respond by threatening Cassidy to stay away from them, clearly considering Heracles is impressed and dropping their mask of friendliness. Cassidy realizes that her instincts were correct, but Brad and Judy are not only untrustworthy but also are uninterested in Fred's well-being. Cassidy leaves the burns his kingdom and turns to the radio station, but instead of playing music, she starts spilling the beans about Crystal Cove and what's been going on beneath the surface. In episode 7, The Gathering Broom, Mr. E tries to seek Velma's assistance once more, but this time Velma turns him down and refuses to work with him again. Hercules then contacts Mr. E and requests to join forces once more. Hercules informs Mr. E that he needs his help because the other members of the old Mystery Incorporated no longer trust him. Mr. E refuses to join Hercules because he's worried about being betrayed again. Hercules, on the other hand, tries to persuade his former friend by referring to Mr. E as Ricky and reminiscing about a time when they were close. Berkeley leads Mr. E to think about it, and at the end of the episode, Mr. E does decide to join forces with the Hive. Mr. E invites characters to destroy them to celebrate their alliance, but they realize if they are to continue with their plans, there must be nothing in their way, including Cassidy Williams, who has been revealing their secrets on the radio show. Hercules concludes that Cassidy must be silenced permanently. Episode 8, Night in the Mental Mind, is Mr. Regulated investigative theory has been terrorizing the mountains in the desert in the town just in the edge of Crystal Cove. They began using the desert to discover an unusual ship on the mountainside. They enter the old ship and take a look around. While exploring it, the teenagers discover a ship manifest that belongs to a crew of Spanish conquistadors. Rama reads the manifest. The ship manifest is written from the perspective of Fernando Aguirre, a Catholic Christian of Riza of the 17th century. According to the manifest, Fernando Aguirre had learned about a magnificent treasure, a sarcophagus made of blue crystal in a distant region. Captain Aguirre sailed from Mars with his crew in search of such a fortune until he arrived to the coast of Yucatan, where the sarcophagus was rumored to be held. He and his team explored the jungle until they discovered the crystal sarcophagus in a Mayan temple. Captain Aguirre put the sarcophagus aboard his ship and failed to realize that something was amiss with the treasure. There was an entity inside the sarcophagus, an entity of great evil. After only a brief encounter with the creature, Captain Aguirre and his crew felt compelled to commit crimes, destroy, steal, and murder. Captain Aguirre was able to regain his sanity after realizing what he and his crew had become, and in an act of desperation to get rid of the entity, Captain Aguirre ordered his crew to put the ship offshore until they came across an uncharted cove that would later become Crystal Cove. Captain Aguirre ordered his men to take the sarcophagus beneath Crystal Cove. He then divided the planet-spirit disc into 6 pieces, which at the time was the map he had used to find the treasure. He gave 5 of the pieces to 5 of his men and took them for himself to ensure that no one would be able to find the treasure or free the entity. Aguirre and his men went their separate ways. He took his piece and concealed it in a compartment of his ship, and as an extra act of precaution, he planted his ship on the mountain. After reading the manifest, they began to surprised to learn that these conquistadors were the ones who went missing after discovering Crystal Cove, and that somewhere in this ship lies the 5th piece of the planet-spirit disc. The group begins to frantically search for the 5th piece of the disc. After a careful search, they find the piece. However, the Fury interrupts them and swoops down on them, taking the piece for herself. Velma refuses to give up the piece, pursues the Fury, and leaves the group toward the ship. Velma finally catches up to the Fury and discovers that it's hot dog water and still works for Mr. E.
Ain't no fucking way, man.
Velma wonders if hot dog water will give the piece to her, but hot dog water ultimately decides to give it back to Velma because she has always been her friend. However, after handing the piece to Velma, hot dog water states that she must flee because she is afraid of what Mr. E will do to her if he discovers she gave away the piece. Hot dog water vanishes, leaving the gang with 3 pieces of the disc while Pericles only has 2. In episode 10, Night Travels, Mr. Incorporated decide to visit a ski resort, but their plans are cut short by an avalanche, which closes the road and damages the mystery machine. Fred drives the van uphill for a location to win after noticing that it requires repair, but instead finds the Burlington Library, which welcomes weary travelers. The gang seek refuge with the host Dan Fong, who runs the library, in the book Dan Fong, an eccentric man with a bizarre method of speaking. Dan Fong gives the gang a tour of the library while highlighting its history. He says that Oswald P. Burlington founded the library in the 1880s with the assistance of his mystery-solving crew, which is eerily similar to Mystery Incorporated. As Dan Fong continues the tour, Scooby and Shaggy sneak away from the group and find the kitchen. They find the kitchen and begin to eat, but their meal is cut short when they are attacked by the cook Don Fong, who transforms into a hideous red monster. Scooby and Shaggy narrowly escape the red demon and return to the others, warning them about the monster lurking in the kitchen. Dan Fong and the rest of the gang investigate the so-called kitchen demon, but there is no sign of a creature or any struggle. Scooby and Shaggy's claims of the red demon are dismissed as exhaustion-induced hallucinations. However, Shaggy and Scooby aren't the only ones to experience these delusions. The rest of the group experience strange encounters in which they are either attacked by monsters or see things that aren't there. Velma spends her night in the library ignoring the weird things that occur. She reads up on the history of the benevolent library mystery, which consisted of Scotty O'Rourke, Oswald P. Burlington, Marianne Blanchard, Abigail Brooke, and Mr. Peaches at orangutan. She becomes more intrigued as she notices that the group vanished mysteriously and without explanation many years ago. similar to the Gary family in the original Mystery Incorporated. Velma continues to read, fascinated by the weird coincidences, as she comes to a stop when she hears fresh muttering in the library. Velma calls the sound, which makes it a dean faint. The Dean of Barrow University is seen in Season 1. Velma looks on from a distance while Dean Feng talks on the phone about business problems concerning the Burlington Library. Velma is perplexed by the phone call and wonders why Dean Feng is at the library, but she says nothing and returns to her table to resume reading. While reading, Velma inhales a strange perfume from the firewood and is suddenly overcome by a hallucination in which Oswald T. Burlington and the benevolent murder mystery appear before her on a ghost train and then vanish. However, the line between hallucination and reality is very thin and uncertain. Velma rushes out of the library to find her friends. She tells them about the hallucination she had in the library, and they tell her about their own hallucinations. After much uncertainty and deliberation, they realize that the strange things that have been happening were caused by inhaling the terrible fumes in the library, and the monsters were actually hallucinations induced by someone who works there. They arrange a trap and uncover that Dan flung to the perpetrator of the hallucinatory attacks. Dan states the hallucinations and hopes that the library would be considered hazardous and shut down. Despite his efforts, the library does not close. By the end of the episode, Dean Frank informs the gang that she is going to preserve the library under the protection of the Barrow University, which explains the mysterious phone call she received earlier in the library. Fred also fixes the van and the gang decide to go home. However, as they step outside the library, an overhead glass smashes and a book flies out of the library window and drops directly in front of the teenagers. The group picks up the book, which turns out to be an ancient alchemy tome by Barteo Magnus. Velma gasps after hearing his name and explains that Barteo Magnus invented the Planispheric Bit, and that this book is essentially a manual on how to read the Planispheric Bits. The gang is confused as to how the book appeared in front of her, a book that happens to be exactly what they need to read the Planispheric Bits. In the end, Cassidy is revealed to be the one who threw the book out of the window, as she has been leaving clues for the gang. Clues that will solve the mystery of the strange disappearances of all those who came before them. Episode 11, The Midnight Zone, begins with Cassidy on the airwaves once again exposing the horrors of what lie underneath Crystal Cove. However, during her transmission, a hole is blown through the studio wall, and a highly mechanized robot begins to attack the cable. Cassidy destroys the robot, but the cable blows up in the process. Following the first robot, other waves of robots begin to attack Cassidy, their main goal being to kill her. Cassidy realizes that unless she discovers where the robots are coming from, they will continue to attack her, so she seeks the help of Mystery Incorporated in order to determine where the robots are coming from and send them. The group is hesitant to assist her, but they do in order to ensure her safety, even if they are suspicious of her intentions. After some brief investigation, the gang figures out where the robots are coming from and narrows it down to a deep coastal marine trench just off the shores of Crystal Cove. To get to the trench, Daphne enlists the help of Tom and Tom, two children who babysits while the children of a marine biologist couple who owns a submarine. The gang, along with Cassidy, Tom, and Tom, take the submarine underwater and travel to the trench called the Midnight Zone, where they believe the robots are coming from. As the submarine approaches the Midnight Zone, they are greeted by the spirit of an old woman who warns them not to go any further. But the gang continues, ignoring the spirit's warnings, and take the submarine further into the Midnight Zone. Their exploration of the Midnight Zone brings them to an underwater settlement, and the gang confirms that this is the same settlement created by the missionaries who founded Crystal Cove but vanished. The gang discovers a bunker which they believe spoken. Prior to her death, Abigail was a member of the benevolent Mildred mystery, and she and her friends had been in search of the pieces of the Planispheric Disc, but the group mysteriously vanished, all except Abigail, who decided to continue her search in Bavarian Germany, but she also met Mr. Fairfield. Abigail and Fairfield spent many years searching for the piece in the underwater trench, but Abigail would not let them see.
Christ, that's a beast!
This is what Maynard was building. Not just an armada, this floating damn fortress.
How the hell did he hide something that big?
The bastard's been ahead of us the whole time.
What?
That video you filmed the dog protecting kitty.
In 19. Where's 19? Well, maybe.
Fast as you do. Target the mines. They'll hit below the waterline. Our guns have almost no effect. Brace yourselves!
There's no use trying to get past that armor!
Fast as you dare.
That armor's too strong!
Fast as you dare. Those all but me!
Target the barrels! That armor's too strong!
Calm her down. Fire!
That armor's too strong!
Faster now!
the town see. The people of the town would have been because Friar Gabriel and his donkey Porto evacuated everyone. Nearing the end of the episode, the spirit was revealed to be fake after some deep investigation, but if the game tries to leave, they are confronted by the real spirit of Gabriel Sarah, who tells them that the story of Crystal Cove is a lie, and that Porter the donkey never helped save the town, but instead was the one who tried to destroy it. Gabriel Sarah explains that he was in a group of 4 friars alongside their donkey Porter. They were a mystery-solving group called the Fraternus Mysterium. One day they encountered a conquistador who was hoping to kill a great evil who had come across in his travels. However, the conquistador didn't specify what the evil was nor to finish the story. His madness got the better of him and he disappeared into the night and left behind 2 pieces of an artifact, 2 pieces of a planet-scale disc. The friars took the artifact, but after taking them, the people became obsessed with the 2 pieces of the disc. The friars soon realized that something was amiss. There was a greater evil at work. They tried to destroy it, but the evil would have allowed them. The evil then manipulated Porto and warped his mind. Porto was influenced quickly by whatever evil surrounded the 2 disc pieces and felt that he had to destroy the town with barrels of gunpowder. They tried to stop Porto, but he had already ignited the gunpowder, stole the 2 pieces, and ran away with them. The friars chased Porto, following him into an alligator-infested swamp outside of Crystal Cove. Before the friars could catch up with Porto, the donkey was dragged away by alligators. Luckily, Gabriel was able to retrieve one of the pieces that Porto stole. The other piece was lost at the bottom of the ocean, long before Crystal Cove, after Porto picked it up. Deciding that no one could get their hands on the piece, Gabriel hid his piece in a bag of cheese, hoping that no one would ever find it. After explaining the truth of what really happened, Gabriel Sarah warns Mystery Incorporated when the Bureau was coming and that all of this has happened before. He then finds a Scooby-Doo and utters a final warning that the animal mascot is the catalyst of every horrible event. He crumbles into dust and whispers, the dog dies. In episode 16, Aliens Among Us, Mystery Incorporated think about Gabriel Sarah's warning, especially his eerie final words in regards to Scooby-Doo. They perceive it as a bad omen. Shaggy, on the other hand, assures Scooby-Doo that he will be fine and that no harm will come to him. To distract Scooby-Doo from his worry, Velma presents the group with a contraption she's built, one that will allow him to decipher the planet-scale disc and its coordinates. The contraption is able to translate letters on the disc and gives them letters that spells out Signor Yahweh, along with random numbers which they assume are coordinates. The gang follows the coordinates to a graveyard and find a grave with the coordinates engraved on it. They dig up the grave assuming there is a key buried inside the coffin. However, there is no key when they open the casket, but they do discover a 16th century sword gun. The group takes the gun and leaves the graveyard, one step closer to finding the treasure. The group is covered with the sound recording of the characters of the existence of the story. In order to leave the show by revealing the time so that Mystery Incorporated can know where their distribution. The group does manage to stop the crowd and not have a scoop of their pieces, however, Nova is injured in the process and is hospital. Right after episode 17, episode 18, Dancing with Records, sees Crystal Cove being overtaken by a dancing crowd induced by a ghost band. Nearly all of the citizens of Crystal Cove are brainwashed except for Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo is left to deal with the ghost band. They realize that they need additional help if they will bring their friends and the citizens of Crystal Cove out of the music trance. Scooby and Shaggy enlist the help of the Hex Girls while Punk Box dies. The girls, Scooby and Shaggy, fight the ghost band for the power of music and snap everyone out of their hands. After helping the mystery gang get rid of the musical ghost, the Hex Girls and Mystery Incorporated meet the Shaggy's home. Robert is examining the Mystery disc and the Hex Girls point out the musical notes and breaking the disc. They also note that when sung aloud, these notes make a score. The Hex Girls hum the notes of the score, causing the disc pieces to spin around and move. Robert holds the lamp up to the disc because the disc reveals another set of coordinates. The gang decides to follow the coordinates. Scooby doesn't accompany them. Instead, he visits Nova and is still in the hospital in a deep coma. The remainder of the gang uses the blueprints and instruments to find the location of the coordinates. The coordinates lead straight down to the Velma and Shaggy, found having by the distance of each. Asks Skipper Shelton to look at the helmet, and sure enough, on the side of the helmet is the engraved words S. Yahweh. Skipper Shelton assumes that S is for Susan and that Velma is Susan and hands the helmet over to her. Though Velma smartly introduces the S stands for segundo, which translates to second, thus making the computer world helmet the second key. Now in possession of the second key, the band learners if there are more keys and wonder why the coordinates on the disk have been moving them to these random objects instead of the camera itself. Gordon is convinced that it's all connected. Meanwhile, miserable Scooby-Doo talks to the unconscious neighbor who's still in the hospital. Scooby expresses his concern about the mystery they've entangled themselves in and further worries about the warning baby of sterilization. In the middle of his rant, Nova unexpectedly awakens from her coma and sits up. Her face is blank and she creepily whispers Nibiru is coming before closing her eyes and falling back into her coma again. In episode 19, the Devour, the computer feeling difficulties and mystery begins to rise. After the head incident, Mr. E no longer takes territory, fearing that he has gone too far and is becoming overzealous with his power. In addition to his growing mistrust of the planet, he begins to deeply regret killing Cassidy Williams, who he still loves. While Mr. E tenders his burning forces
Christ, that's a beast!
This is what Maynard was building. Not just an armada, this floating down fortress.
How the hell did he hide something that big?
The bastard's been ahead of us the whole time. Coast the Royals and top!
Who's on the top?
Fire! Fire! As much sail as you can!
There's topsails, gallants, and royals!
Fire! Target the mines! They'll hit below the waterline! Our guns have almost no effect!
It's that bloody armor! After all the pains we take finding those trees, you let them get taken.
I know, Anne, but you get it.
This monster, I'm starting up with you. What would Pam say? We'll lose the initiative against the wind!
Crowd on every inch of sail! Set her back! Give everything she's got! Fire! Target the barrel!
That armor's too strong!
Mr. E is shocked and appalled by the afraid that there's no place to prevent the current. President then took the role of the of the bridge and announces that they have sealed the planet's birthplace from the mystery properly. The next episode, standing the list of the winds at the Rogers home, Scooby is feeding nervous Wolverine to clean, and it just apparently his robots burst in the room and shoot up the place. However, this turns out to be an accident, and when Scooby awakens, he is not in Shiny's house, but rather in the hospital. Scooby decides to leave the hospital momentarily to see his friends, and believes that the robots were merely part of his imagination. When he finds them, he and the gang of people summoned to deal with the damned Highlander, an attractive thief who is charming the women of Crystal Coast and taking them back to his island. The party sets out to find the damned Highlander, but their search leads them nowhere, so they decide to take their investigation to the library and learn about the past Highlander of Crystal Coast. While the gang reads every book they can get their hands on, Scooby-Doo falls asleep and wakes up in a room with red curtains. He glances around the room and discovers Nova and a strange man who appears to be familiar. The man welcomes Scooby-Doo to the sitting room with the guards. Scooby is startled and immediately awakens. When he awakens, he looks at a couple of books. One of the books knocks over open and a cell phone falls from it. Photo London, 4 keys with a note on the cell, and the gang is taken aback to the discovery of the 4th key. Drama states that this cannot be a coincidence. The group takes the fourth route and continues with the doctor's terrain, and this time, solving it and bringing back the majority of them seduced. Scooby falls asleep again at the end of the episode and returns to the Red Room, where he meets Mabel once more. Mabel speaks to him and tells him that she is not an only dog, but an Anunnaki occupying Mabel's body. She states that she has been sent here to warn Scooby-Doo of a great danger. Mabel explains that first of all, the Anunnaki visit the Earth every few thousand years during the time called Nibiru. The Anunnaki can inhabit various animals and animals in present day that can qualify descendants of their people. The Anunnaki have a long history with humans and have helped them for centuries, but not all of them good. There is once an evil Anunnaki, evil is the limit. There is a prison in a crystal sarcophagus, the same sarcophagus that the priest of us had unfortunately found in Yucatan. Mabel then tells Scooby that time to be is coming, and that the planet Nibiru will align with Earth soon, allowing the entity to reach its full power and allowing it to be freed from its imprisonment. She wants Scooby-Doo that they must destroy before the time of Nibiru comes in order to save the world. Scooby-Doo then wakes up from his dream and immediately informs his friend about the entity inside the sarcophagus, demanding that they must destroy it. In episode 21, The Man in the Mirror, the gang is called by their medals to check out a house that is supposedly haunted, but things go awry when the gang investigate. Fred goes down to the basement to look for any signs of paranormal activity. He walks past the mirror but catches his reflection moving. He steps closer to inspecting his best friend and puts his face into the mirror, but his own reflection grabs him and pulls him into the mirror. His reflection then walks out of the mirror, pretending to be him, while the real Fred is transported into a twisted version of Crystal Cove, where the town has been deserted and the only person remaining is Daphne, who is now old and fragile. The panicked Fred asks Daphne what happened, and while Daphne explains the both ships got out of time while Fred was gone due to the planet's spirit was malfunctioning. She explains that in order to undo everything, Fred needs to tell her where the gift is, and only he knows where he hid it. Fred is not revealing the intention of where he hid the gift to old Daphne, because he quickly realizes that old Daphne is a Fred, and that the town he is in is an elaborate scheme for the new
Look! Water's
Brace yourself! Fast as you dare! Ease on it! Clue up! Clue up! Let out some sail! Set her back! Fire! Give everything she's got. Ease up. Ease off the wind!
Target the barrels! That armor's too strong!
Come
Waters, Edward! We won't hook easily on that. We'll have to ram, and you can jump over. What a mess! Almost makes me miss being at the old Avery cleaning up empty mugs and vomit.
I don't believe it. You couldn't go back now you've tasted all this.
Aye? You think so, do you? The smell of black powder, sweat and filth, my ears ringing.
You're all talk. I see the fire in your eyes in every fight.
That's all right. I love it, and that's the truth. Captain!
Maynard's got the key. Hold fast. I'll find the curve.
Hurry, will you? Hold hot filled with water already.
Behind you! You fight just like a pirate!
How dare you? You're only here because I intended it.
You led me a merry chase. I don't deny it.
It's simply because I'm no better in every way.
Yet here you are at the point of my sword, as I intended. I hear you've yet to make the rank of captain.
Once I've killed it with Kenway, he'll give me whatever I ask.
That's Captain Edward Kenway.
This is a fight I have long anticipated.
A bold gamble for one so lightly skilled.
Skilled enough for Blackbeard. This is your friend.
It doesn't take...
What will it be, pirate? The gold you cherish? Or the friends you don't? No!
That was a lot of gold.
That bastard got away.
Yet we survived.
Aye, we gave the Kingsmen some problems. Thatch would be happy at that.
Thatch? He thought it all a choice between gold or penniless fella. For my part, I agreed, but when it came down to it...
Edward Kenway. There might be hope for you. To our captain. To our captain.
It's one thing to go all soft, Kenway. It's another to pin that new philosophy on me. I won't have it. Though, if you ask me now, I tell you it's friends, not gold, that make for better parties.
We're both late coming to that understanding. I let that shipbird may not get away.
We all have our time. Could be it's your time to stop chasing fairy stories and rum dreams. Leave off thinking so much on tomorrow that you forget about today. Could be it's your last day.
There's nothing certain.
Here you go again. In point of fact, Kenway, I don't recommend you thinking much at all. It's not your forte. Muito obrigado, Captain. I wasn't sure if I could do what had to be done.
Captain, how are my villagers who joined you in Great Inago?
They must think poorly of me for
Captain,
leaving them.
my thanks
I am
for
sure
your
they do
tiny
not.
help with those troublesome
I'll speak to them.
If you are...
I could stitch those map pieces together. You have an eye for quality, Captain.
I am sure they do not.
Many surrounders don't hear the fullness of my proposal.
You know, those clothes could catch the attention of coin-starved pirates as much as your proposal.
You have a good eye, son. These garments come specially tailored from the Dutch Republic.
You said something about a high reward.
Like so many others, I sailed from my homeland to seek a new destiny across the water. Then, tragedy struck. A cruel storm beat my small fleet like a disobedient cabin boy. It's a miracle my ships made it to Havana without paying a toll to the rocks near port.
Yes. You made it to shore, and now here we are.
Indeed. And rather than bemoan my ill fortune, I grounded my company here with a view to recoup my losses through expeditious trade. So was born the naive but noble Van der Raaf company of today.
And where do I fit into all of this?
Ah, yes. Well, recently a Spanish fleet sailing under the name San Lorenzo seized my best frigate.
Now we come to it.
Indeed. I recognize that you may be of some help to me in this, Captain. I would, of course, reward you handsomely.
I'm agreeable to those terms. Let's send a message to this San Lorenzo.
The Dutch businessman. Is he trustworthy?
He buys my services, not my faith. As long as there's coin in it, I see nothing wrong. What will you do now?
I can't say. All my villagers joined your great inaugural. Thank you, Captain.
The Dutch businessman. Is he trustworthy?
He buys my services, not my faith. As long as there's coin in it, I see nothing wrong. What will you do now?
I can't say. All my villagers joined your great inaugural. They must think poorly of me for becoming a pirate again.
sure they do not?
Thank you, Captain.
Let's see how the San Lorenzo fares
Well, I gotta
against
be there
the
by
Jackdaw.
12:45.
There we go.
Yeah.